that you ever remitted to a casino when you gave 29 million to Bloomberry?
No, Your Honor, pag ang beneficiary ho ng remittance namin is a casino, then we have done that before.
I understand your answer, but my question is, have you ever remitted before your 29 million peso remittance to Bloomberry? Nakaremit na ba kayo sa mga casino dati?
Opo, yes, Your Honor.
Mga ilang beses?
I'll have to check my records, Your Honor.
Well, just we'll not hold you accountable for it because, as you said, you will check your records. But is it more than once, twice, thrice?
More than twice.
More than twice. Less than 10? More than 10.
I have to check my records,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Right. Are you at liberty to tell us which casinos you remitted them to? And were the amounts, ganun ba kalaki yung mga halaga?
I have to check my
Oh,
records.
yung mga halaga, ganun din kalaki?
I have to
29,
check.
30 million?
Yeah, I have to check, Your
Okay,
Honor.
Mr. Chairman, let's just note that the witness said she will check her records and we will
Yes, sir.
ask her for those next time. Do you know Mr. Kim Wong?
I've seen him socially,
Socially?
Your Honor. Yes.
Met him a number of times?
Introduced probably once or twice, long time ago.
Okay. I'd like to ask the AMLAC, go back to the AMLAC, kay Attorney Abad, Sir Chair. Tama ho ba yung invocation ni PhilRem of Article 9 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act that they cannot talk about certain transactions because my understanding of Section 9 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act is that it is, ang purpose nun is para hindi madispalko yung pondo habang inimbestigahan eh. But in this case, ibig sabihin, nag-file ng report yung covered institution. May suspicious, may covered transaction dito. Hindi niya dapat sasabihin kanina yon para hindi madispalko yung pera, di ba? Pero in this case, mukhang nadispalko na eh.
No,
So is that a good law?
that is correct. Well, under Section 9C of Republic Act 9160, covered institutions are prohibited from disclosing any information as far as the submission of suspicious transaction or covered transaction reports is concerned. This is not just to prevent unnecessary dissipation of funds that may be subject of the report, but also to protect the covered institutions who submitted the report. Because if the account holders or the depositors, for example, would know that the covered institution submitted a report pertaining to his or her transaction, then the account holder or the depositor would lose its trust and confidence in the covered institution. So just to keep everything confidential, Your Honor, that's the purpose of Section 9C of the AMLA.
But in this case, the covered institution is already out in the open and has already testified as to the money. She's testified that there's a sender, there is a beneficiary. So I'm just wondering if the purpose of the law still holds. Because ang purpose ito in aid of legislation, di ba? So should we specify that this will only apply before or while the money is still within Philippine jurisdiction?
That applies at all times, Your Honor. Whether the money is still intact or not, that provision applies, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll go back to PhilRem. Sabi nyo may sender at may beneficiary. So klaro namin sino yung beneficiary mo. Yung 29 million to Soler, 21 million to Eastern, 30 million to Waykang. Ang sender mo is si Miss Maya Digito. Tama ho ba yun?
Your Honor, ang sender po namin,
Sino ang katransaksyon ninyo? Sino kausap nyo? Sino nagbigay ng instructions sa inyo?
ang katransaksyon ho namin is yung branch manager.
So that's Miss Maya nga.
Yes.
Miss Maya. But she's denying that.
but-
Do you have any proof as to
Wait.
dun sa ano niya? Oh, sige, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh.
No. I'm just saying that when she called us, she told us about her client, Mr. William Go. So, knowing that She told us that the funds are already in his account and that she will be transacting with us. Because we are allowed to have a third-party reliance, meaning, may I read? AMLC Rule 9A11. Subject to the rules promulgated for the purpose by supervising authorities where a third party has already conducted the requisite face-to-face contact and the identification requirements on its own customers in accordance with these rules and its own money laundering and terrorist financing prevention program. A covered institution may rely on the representation of the third party that it has already undertaken said face-to-face contact and customer identification requirements.
So you relied on the bank, basically?
Yes, Your
Oo.
Honor.
That they were speaking for Mr. William Go.
Yes, Your Honor.
But sino ang, how were the instructions given to you? Written, text ba, may sulat ba? For you to send that kind of money?
She sent it to me over the phone.
Sa phone conversation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All of this, lahat po? Itong 29 million kay Soler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you remember what date it was? Sabay-sabay ba yan? Ibang...
No, Your Honor. It was between February 5 to 13.
Would you remember how many phone conversations you had?
No, Your Honor. I don't remember, but I can check.
Why did you feel, ako sa akin lang as an outsider to all of these transactions, parang, wouldn't it be prudent to require something in writing? Di ba? Kasi you're talking about big amounts of money eh. Papayag ba kayo na, ito 30 million pesos, parang gano'n. $30 million. Telepono lang, gano'n lang.
Your Honor.
You've transacted with her before?
Yes, Your Honor.
And similarly large
And
amounts?
she is representing the RCBC Bank. So
you're used to dealing just over the phone? Kahit wala nang written notices?
yes, Your Honor.
Kahit yung mga unang transaksyon nyo, walang written? You never had any written instructions?
No, yes, Your Honor.
Always over the phone?
Walang resibo ba yan? Walang pinipirman that I received the money?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, meron.
So there's a document.
Yes, Your Honor.
And where is
Dun
the
sa beneficiary.
Correct. Where's the document today?
We have it in our record.
You could provide the committee a copy of this document.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino ang nakapirma dun sa document? You're talking about, I think,
The
Ms. Senator
cash.
Recto, she is talking about the receipt, when it's received by the beneficiaries, but we're asking about her receipt from the sender. Oo.
Is a receipt from the beneficiary kung wala naman yung isa. So there's at least
Yeah.
one document.
But I think for our purposes, we're concerned about both the origin of the money and the proceeds. So I think we need documents on both ends. Oo. So yun dun sa sending party ho, wala talagang sulat ho yun?
Wala. Over the phone lang, Your Honor.
Okay. So sino nagbayad sa'yo ng 500 pesos? At saka nag-issue ba kayo ng resibo doon sa 500 pesos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino ang nagbayad ho sa inyo noon at kanino nyo pong in-issue yung resibo?
Sa branch manager po, para sa client niya.
So in her name?
No, in the name,
in the name of
her
RCBC?
client. No, her
Okay.
client.
Just can you furnish us those... in the name of her client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi, yun yung tinanggap.
Yun yung nagpadala. Opo.
Okay. Si Mr. Go na i-denies...
Yes, Your Honor.
sige, tanong naman natin si Mr. Go. Sabi niyo po, sir, wala ho talaga kayong account sa RCBC?
Wala po.
At all?
Meron lang sa isa sa Trinoma.
I
That's
see.
corporate account.
Okay.
For our housing
Yung
corporation.
Century Text ho yun?
Hindi po.
Ibang
that's
kumpanya?
Ibang corporate account. I'm just-
That's your only account in RCBC?
Trinoma.
At saka peso naman ho yun?
So, that
I
was
see.
2015.
Pero itong di umano'y nasa inyo, sa inyo yung pangalan ay wala kayong kinalaman
Wala
ho
po.
dyan?
Wala
Hindi
po.
kayo ang nagbukas niyan?
Wala po.
And
Never.
as you said earlier, silang nagbukas para sa inyo?
Yes, wala po binubuksan.
Oo. Anong role sa tingin mo ni Mr. Peñalosa dito sa pagbukas ng account? May role ho ba
Wala ko
siya?
idea po.
No idea.
Wala ko idea.
Okay. Pero sa tingin ko, dahil sa inyo nakapangalan, I'll ask RCBC. Do you consider it Mr. Go's account because it's in his name? Whose account do you consider it to be?
Mr. Senator, I cannot speak if even an account exists under bank secrecy.
Well, assuming, let's do a hypothetical.
But if hypothetically, I mean, if the account holder
Hypothetically, you would rely on the person whose name. So you would give it prima facie acknowledgement as the account of the account holder, barring any evidence to the contrary.
Yes.
May I interject?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, because one of the questions I wanted to ask was whether Mr. William Sogo is willing to waive his bank secrecy.
I was just about to ask
Yeah,
Mr. Chair.
on that particular account. But then maybe I think we should ask Governor Espinilla. We have a situation where the bank secrecy law requires a written waiver of the owner of the funds. The purported owner denies owning the account. So who will issue now the waiver?
Yeah.
Who will issue now the waiver?
Next one. How are you willing to issue a
It's like it's a fictitious account, Mr. Chairman.
I can't hear you, sir. I can't
It's
hear.
like
the
it's a
same way they
fictitious
recognized
account.
before?
It's a fictitious account. So how do we get a waiver now from the owner? Is there any RCBC? Can you help?
Hindi kasi, Mr. Chair, in the case of the four earlier, RCBC said they cannot say it's the Bank of Bangladesh just because it's still an allegation na hack sila. So they're giving faith and credence to the four people who opened the account. In this case, there is an account opened in the name of Mr. Go. So maybe we should ask Mr. Go, sir, sabi nyo hindi sa inyo yan. Are you willing to issue a waiver in writing na on the off chance na kino-consider for that particular account lang? Total, hindi naman sa inyo yun di ba? Hindi naman sa inyo yun So why not issue it? Para matulungan yung Kongreso,
Your Honor.
matulungan yung
Your Honor,
publiko.
di ko po account yan. I cannot do anything about that.
Your Honor,
Miss
if I may just
Marcel, yes?
Ms. Marcel, if I may just suggest if it's, because we're trying to come up with a clean legal structure here in case where there's an account, where the account holder claims it's not his. So who will sign the waiver? If Mr. Go is willing to put in writing that he denies that the accounts are his, alleged accounts are his, but nonetheless, he is willing to execute a waiver for any account that may be attached to his name, then we would consider that valid written consent, and I may speak about it, Your Honor.
So if
Okay.
Mr. Go issues a waiver, you will recognize
Written
it. To
waiver.
repeat.
Yes.
Oh, that's clear, Mr. Chair. So we'll ask Mr. Go. Kahit hindi po sa inyo yon, assuming nasa pangalan nyo po, would you issue the waiver? Oh.
Hindi pwede do akin yan
Ha?
Hindi akin yan.
Hindi, but kaya nga. So, para makita ng publiko kanino yon, if you're confident that it's not your money, you would issue the waiver, di ba?
Your Honor, why will I issue waiver? That's not mine.
Yeah, that's the point.
Kasi nasa pangalan ho ninyo
It might also implicate him because he's saying it's not his. And so why is he issuing a waiver?
He can issue a hypothetical waiver.
Your Honor,
Miss Marcel, yes?
if it would be worded in the way, and this is really addressed to his lawyer, that he does not admit and specifically
Yes.
denies these accounts are his, but nonetheless, for purposes of discussing this account, he would be willing to sign a waiver because from all that I've heard here, and I'm speaking theoretically, it appears that he is being pointed to as the account holder.
Mr.
So
Go?
there's no admission.
Is your lawyer amenable?
With your permission,
Yes, identify yourself, please,
I
sir.
am Ramon S. Guerra, Your Honor.
Okay.
And with the permission of
Please proceed.
the honorable senators, and with your indulgence, I have advised Mr. Go not to give his consent or to that to the request of the waiver. Earlier, the good counsel, external counsel for RCBC, went to see me actually asking for the written consent of Mr. Go. But that would be an admission, in effect, that the account is owned by Mr. Go. We have written RCBC under date of March 1, 2016, which they received on March 2, saying that Mr. Go does not own the account, and they need to look into, examine what actually transpired, why Mr. Go suddenly had an account with a bank. So if we give the consent or the waiver that they are seeking now, are we not in effect admitting it? Your Honors, you must understand that Mr. Go is prepared to sue the bank together with Ms. Tikito. We have indicated that in our meeting with them. And if we gave the consent now, I know where they're coming from, I also understand. But we are somehow caught in a predicament that we cannot allow our client to own an account that is not his, at least by implied admission.
Okay, I think that's pretty clear. Even if we disagree with his stance, that's his stance, and we cannot. Maybe the recourse here is to apply for AMLA to apply with the court's court permission, and court to apply for a court order to open the account, since it seems to be a nobody owns account. Senator Angara, please proceed.
Just to finish off your point, Mr. Chair, what happens to an account like that that no one claims? It's just it just remains secret. There's no more money, for example.
An account that's not claimed, Your Honor, eventually it goes to the government. In SG, it goes dormant. If it's an account theoretically that would be deemed falsified by the bank, then the bank makes an internal investigation and determines who are the culpable personalities and files criminal cases against them. That's what the bank does as a matter of policy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Last question is, what is RCBC's policy regarding dormant accounts? When does an account become dormant?
I think 2 years of inactivity is our
Okay.
policy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm satisfied.
Okay. But anyway, by the way, AMLA has the power to just to get an inquiry to look into the account, just to see the transactions where it went. Okay. Okay. At this point, I would like to announce that the next hearing will be on Thursday, this coming Thursday, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All those present, please consider yourselves invited. But at the same time, we will review some of the invitees so that those that are we deem not needed, we will inform you that you're no longer needed. Senator Osmeña.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just a parliamentary inquiry. I'm sorry.
I'll address this question to Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan, every bank has a risk management manual, right? May the committee have a copy of the risk management manual of RCBC?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then there's the clearing and remittance. That's only done at the head office, no?
Yes. There's a settlements department that handles that.
Yeah. Isa lang yan. So, lahat ng incoming, alam ninyo.
At the settlements department, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any warning bells sa settlement
I think
department
this account.
na i-alert kayo kung there's something that looks suspicious?
Your Honor, if I may, in general, when there are very large amounts that come in, we do an end-of-day review at the settlements department, and that triggers a series of controls, which will then revert to the branch, who will then make a recommendation as to what the deposit or withdrawal being...
In this particular instance, or these particular instances, kasi maraming, there were 4 big remittances that came in. Did you ever make a referral?
Your
Or did
Honor,
settlements ever ask the manager?
yeah. Your Honor, in general, because we cannot speak for any specific transaction or account, but in general, at the end of the day, our settlements department reviews all the transfers and makes appropriate recommendations if there is anything that requires further inquiry.
And at what point will you be able to inform the committee whether you made what actions you took on these 4 accounts.
Your Honor, we cannot speak unless we have a, this is a, in
Alam mo,
case of,
walang nagkiklaim dito, so that becomes no man's
Yes.
land, no? The account of William Go, then the account of those 4 missing or non-existent
Yes.
people. So, pwede ba, ika-claim ko na lang yan, pagkatapos I'll give you a waiver to talk about it. All right. I have a question of PhilRem. Earlier, we heard that the charge for Forex is about roughly 50 centavos per dollar. All right. And we know that remittance companies make more money on the conversion. Dollars to pesos, pesos to $2, and that's an accepted fact. As a matter of fact, you make much more on the Forex rather than on the remittance fees itself. Correct? In this particular instance, when RCBC, how much did you exchange? $66 million into pesos?
$66 million, sir. It's 2
That's 33 million
pesos.
pesos you made there.
No, 2 million pesos, sir. So it's not 50 cents. We made 2 million pesos over the $66 million transaction. I'm not very good in math, sir. But it's 2 million divided by 66.
You
million.
topped the bar, no?
Yes, long ago, sir. But yes.
But you mean the barracks,
No
dalawang
math.
top-notcher
There's no
kayo
math.
dito. Dito rin si Coco eh.
But I
But,
defer to Senator Pimentel, sir.
so, that's 2 million pesos you made.
Divided by 66 million dollars. Actually. So 66 million
Three.
times 47.
3 centavos.
Baka less
no,
pa, sir.
3%.
$66 million times 47 is 3 billion. So it's 2 million divided by 3.1 billion. So it's
Okay.
2 million divided by 3 billion. Very little, sir. 0.0006.
Ganun lang.
Maliit lang, sir.
So, mas malaki yung kita
Maliit
ng
lang.
PhilRem.
I have no idea of their record, sir.
All right. Now, PhilRem, are you a covered institution?
Yes, Your Honor, we are covered
How long have you been a covered institution? How long when did you find out that you were included in the AMLA?
I have to check, Your Honor.
Let me read
We-
the AMLA to you, no?
To
Covered institutions, covered persons, natural or juridical, refers to banks, quasi-banks, trust entities, foreign exchange dealers, money changers, remittance agents, and other similar entities. When did you finally register as a covered institution?
From the start, Your Honor,
What is from the start? You've been in existence
we were
for
asked to
17 years.
register under BSP under RA 471, 2005.
2005 nang register kayo?
Yes, sir.
You're sure of that, huh? Now, how do you transmit funds? You transmitted it also through RCBC. So when you changed the dollars into pesos and you gave it to Bloomberry, RCBC rin ang transmit para sa iyo. I mean,
Yes,
hindi
Your
naman
Honor.
ito cash transaction eh.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Who ordered the conversion from dollars to pesos?
The branch manager.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'll
Mr. Chair,
propound more questions at the next hearing. I'd like to thank everybody for coming.
Senator Recto?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it would appear that Ms. Duquito wanted to tell the committee members in executive session what she knows. Will we be going to executive session after
Is-
the...
Ms. Nikito, are you willing to have an executive session now? After this, right?
Your Honor, if it's okay, because I'm physically and mentally tired, it could be next time. Could it be next time?
Okay, then, we won't force the matter. Anyway, Thursday, this coming Thursday, 1 o'clock tayo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is there anyone else who wants to ask any questions?
Be a final question,
Senator Recto?
Mr. Chairman. Ms. Salud, is PhilRem still in existence?
Yes, Your Honor. Still in existence,
Yes.
alive and kicking.
Yes. Do you have any other company named Werequick?
We are quick.
WERQUICK or QUIK?
Yes.
Yes, you
Yes,
do.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. One last question, because Pagcor is here. I would like to ask your position on the matter, Chairman Agyat, on the inclusion of casinos in the AMLA regime.
Mr. Chairman, Your Honors, as I've stated, we're very open to be included, to be under AMLA. We have no objection, Your Honor.
Thank you for that statement.
But just one last one with
Okay.
the chairman of the Pagcor. And to the casinos, maybe, no? When were you informed that there was possible dirty money in the casinos?
I just read it in Inquirer,
So the-
February 29, Your
Yeah.
Honor.
So there was no communication with AMLA,
No, Your
the
Honor.
central bank governor,
No, Your Honor.
with you or any of the casinos?
No, Your Honor.
And when you read it in the newspapers, did you contact the casino owners?
Yes, Your Honor. We made a formal letter
Okay.
about the inquiry, Your Honor.
Okay. So to the AMLA, does it prevent you from talking to the regulator of the casinos, Pagcor? Does the law prevent you from asking assistance?
Well, in fact, we asked assistance from Pagcor when we wrote Pagcor.
And when did you write them?
I can't recall the exact date, but last week we
So
are
after
requesting-
February 29.
Yes, Your Honor.
So nauna sa dyaryo.
Yes, Your Honor.
So when you were, nung sinabihan kayo ng Central Bank or ng Bank of Bangladesh, after February 29 only did you seek assistance from Pagcor?
Yes, it was after February 29, Your Honor.
When it was already in the papers? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, until Thursday, 1 o'clock, this hearing is hereby suspended.
At yan po ang pagdinig ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee kaugnay sa umano'y money laundering sa mga kasino at bangko. Sa pagdinig inihag ng Anti-Money Laundering Council na sinimulan na nila ang investigasyon kaugnay sa isyong ito. Nakipag-ugnayan na raw sila sa RCBC nang makatanggap sila ng tawag mula sa Governor ng Bangladesh Central Bank tungkol dito. Idinitalye rin ng AMLC o AMLAC ang nangyaring remittance sa 4 na account kaugnay sa 81 milyong dolyar na pumasok sa bansa. Nagain na raw ng petition for freeze order ang AMLAC sa mga questionable ng bank account noong February 29, 2016. Ayon naman kay RCBC President and CEO Lorenzo Tan, handa raw silang makipagtulungan sa investigasyon. Itinanggi rin nilang may alam sila ukol sa umano'y money laundering. Ang RCBC Jupiter Branch Manager naman na si Maya Digito, handa raw sabihin sa isang executive session ang lahat ng nalalaman sa issue. Tinalakay rin sa pagdinig ang posibleng epekto ng issue ng umano'y money laundering sa remittance ng mga overseas Filipino workers. Itinanggi naman ni William Go na kanya ang account na nagamit sa umano'y money laundering.